All right, let's go to Gaza now, where Tareq Azzoum joins us from Nuseirat. And Tareq, the ceasefire is meant to be coming into effect. Has it been a quiet night?
Well, despite the ceasefire taking effect, we cannot say for sure that the night was quite filled with tranquility, and we saw since the early hours of this morning a huge activation for Israeli drones. We can hear the sound right now as we are very close to Nuseirat corridor, one of the areas that the Israeli military is supposed to withdraw from once the Israeli government approves the ceasefire deal in its cabinet meeting. And on the ground, as what we can see, we can also observe that Israeli naval warships just very close to Gaza's beach are quite stationed in order to just prevent Palestinians from returning back to Gaza City. We saw earlier this morning crowds of Palestinians are gathering near the closest point in its corridor, waiting for the Israeli withdrawal so they can get the chance to return back to the city. But as we have heard from eyewitnesses in Gaza City, the Israeli military has withdrawn from significant parts of the urban centers inside Gaza City back to the yellow line that has been defined in the negotiations that have led to the implementation of the ceasefire deal. And for now, people are still waiting. They are asking when the Israeli military will completely withdraw from the area. But a series of explosions have been heard overnight and before the implementation of the ceasefire. As far as we understand, a residential building was struck in a Sabra neighborhood. 4 Palestinians were killed and 40 others are still messing under the debris of that destroyed house, as the Israeli military justified this attack to be an operational error, and they are trying to right now to stick to the deal and to complete the first initial steps of the withdrawal so families could be enabled to have a sense of normalcy and even to retire, to check and to return to their homes and destroyed landscape.
OK, perhaps not a clear ceasefire yet then. The first phase of this deal, though, Tareq, also allowed for the flow of humanitarian aid to start coming across the border. Is there any news on whether that vital supply of food and medical supplies are on the way?
Well, preparations have been ongoing on the Egyptian side of the border and on the other side of borders with the Israeli side. But for now, no aid trucks has been allowed to access Gaza, and according to the terms of the agreement, humanitarian aid trucks must be allowed into the Strip once the Israeli government approves the deal, and the deal could be clearly implemented on the ground. We are still monitoring the flow of these humanitarian supplies, and as far as we know, at least 400 aid trucks will enter Gaza on a daily basis, and this number was not quite met in the previous ceasefires that have been brokered back in January 2025, where the rate was really fluctuating. And Gaza is still in a very desperate need to witness an unconditional and unrestricted flow of humanitarian supplies for families who are right now living in the open, stranded in the streets without proper shelter, without access to food, water and medical supplies. And I'm right now talking to you, I can hear the hum of Israeli fighter jets over the vicinity of Nuseirat refugee camp, as a sign that till now Israel has not fully implemented the first steps of the withdrawal of the Israeli forces on the ground, so aid can be safely and transparently allowed into the Strip and reach to the designated UN warehouses that will be certainly responsible for providing and delivering aid supplies to people in need. And we got further reports from the Israeli side that the GHF aid center in Nuseirat, very close to where we are, started to be dismantled this morning, and a sign that the GHF will not play any significant role in distributing aid supplies due to the controversial history of delivering aid over the past few months.
An interesting development. Thank you very much. Tareq Azzoum joining us from Nuseirat in Gaza.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.